Welcome everybody to the Basketball Podcast Playoff Edition.
Bas football.
Okay, so let's do our season review. Let's start with going over our predictions from the preseason, and we'll show our record prediction to all the teams, and then we'll show the playoff picture. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the Houston Texans. We were actually pretty accurate. We both said 3-14. They won 4, but that was pretty accurate. So I think that was good. They did better than most teams. Most people thought they would. Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, this was actually exactly correct. I was off by 2 games. I thought they would better.
We thought
And
they'd be way better.
if they won against Jacksonville, I was actually it would have been exactly in the middle, so I wasn't completely off. Tennessee, we were both off by 1 game, which is actually pretty good. They did better than most of us thought, but 1 game's really nothing. And Jacksonville, we were actually both exactly correct, which is really impressive. So the
Whoa.
first division in AFC South, we were all correct by at least 2 games. Our worst 2 games with Indianapolis.
Okay, the Buffalo Bills. We both expect them to be very good. They only won 11 games, but it definitely was a bit better than me. Then the Patriots. We both guessed exactly correct, which is very good. Miami. We were both off by only 1 game, which is solid. And the Jets game, I was off by 1. Jeff was off by 2, as they won a bit less than we expected.
Kansas City actually really, really underperformed. We both thought they would win 14-15. I was more accurate. They won 12. Which, I mean, isn't completely off. 2 games, fine.
Yeah.
Denver, I was exactly correct. He thought they would be worse. And actually won 7, so I was correct there. The Raiders, they actually did better than both of us thought. They won 10 games. We both thought they would have been 7, which is really nice. Chargers, we were both exactly correct.
The Packers, we guess they'll underperform a bit. That could did pretty good. And then the Vikings, that was perfectly. I was 1 off, which is actually very good. The Bears, they underperformed by a lot. And the Lions, we pretty much agreed. They were I was off by 1.5. Stuff was off by a half, which is solid.
That was pretty accurate. And Tampa, we were both off by 1 game. We thought they would have been 14, which is actually, but 1 game is really good. Saints, we were both exactly correct. Panthers, we were exactly correct. And Atlanta, I was exactly correct. Yadi thought it will only win 5, so he was off by 2.
Seattle Seahawks underperformed by a lot. We both expected them to have 10 wins. They only had 7. But we couldn't have expected Russell Wilson to get injured. 49ers, that was way off. He guessed 7. They won 10. I was 11 wins, which is pretty close. The Rams, they won 12. We expected them to win 11. And then the Cardinals, they won 11, which is a bit higher than we expected. As I expected 9, I expected 8.
Dallas, we were completely off. They did really well. Their offense was way better than we expected. We were off by 3 points, both. Philadelphia, this was one of our worst. We thought they would win. They would be really bad, and they won 9 games, which means I was off by 4. Yedida was off by 3. Washington, also, I was off by 2. Yedida was off by 10. They did less good than we both expected them. Giants, you were both off. We thought they would be at least good, some a bit. They won 8 games.
The Cleveland Browns won 8 games, which is way less than we expected. We expected 12 or 11. We had high expectations, and we were completely off. The Baltimore Ravens won 8 games. We both expected to win 11, but Lamar Jackson did get injured. The Steelers won 9.5, which is exactly in the middle between both of us. I don't understand how we guessed so high, but we're accurate. And then the Bengals, they multiplied the amount of
This
wins we
was
thought
really,
they would
really
have.
bad. We were both
Completely
off.
off.
High five.
Over here on the right, there's the average mistakes, which is actually pretty solid. It was less than 2.
Less than 2 is really nice.
Steph has more perfects than me. In the
And 8, you had
highest
6.
mistake, we both had 5, which was the Bengals. And one more big mistake, which is 3 or higher. I also had a lot more low mistakes. But as you can see, we tied overall. Okay, for the playoff prediction, I was pretty close. I guess the Chiefs. I guess the Bills. I guess the Titans. I guess the Patriots.
But I guess Miami.
But I put in Miami, the Ravens, and the Browns. We're completely off.
Which are all off. That isn't really.
Which are all off. They're all off by only 1 game or 2.
Yeah. Although on the NFC did really well.
That was pretty good. I got the Tampa Bay correct. I got the 49ers. I got the Green Bay. I got Dallas, and I got the Rams. So I was only off by Saints and Seattle, which were pretty close to entering playoffs.
I also on the AFC had 3 mistakes. I also thought the Chiefs would win first, but I was wrong with Ravens entering the playoffs. I did get Pittsburgh, but I was wrong with the Browns and the Colts. The Colts should have made it in, but then the Pittsburgh would have made it. So we were both wrong by 3. On the NFC, I got Arizona, but I was wrong about Seattle. I got the Rams, the Cardinals, and Green Bay, but I was wrong about 2. So we pretty much tied, but who we thought will make the wild cards.
We're actually very, very close. Okay, now let's get started with the power rankings after the regular season, with the 14 teams who are in the playoffs. Okay, team number 14, the tough. You went with the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, they barely snuck in. They shouldn't have been. If the Colts wouldn't have lost to the Jaguars, they wouldn't have made it in. And I don't think they're a great team. And Ben Roethlisberger isn't really good. So
yeah, but don't you think it'll be like a morale boost? It's Big Ben's last season, and let's get it done.
Yeah, but he's old. He's not good. Their team isn't really good compared to just other teams like Chiefs, Titans, who are ahead. They're not close.
Okay, team number 13. You went with the Eagles.
Yeah, I was wondering what Pittsburgh or Philadelphia to put at 14 and 13.
Philadelphia
I went with Philadelphia better. Yeah, but the Eagles have a good quarterback that the big critics can't say they have. So I put Philadelphia ahead, although it's close.
Okay, team number 12. You went with the 49ers. Why?
Yeah, I was wondering where to put them, but I felt they deserved 12 because they're not really good and they were close. And
they're actually pretty good.
And I'm comparing them to teams like the Chiefs, Titans, Packers, who are ahead, and they're not close, not as explosive. Their offense and defense aren't that good. So, yeah.
Team number 11. You went with the Patriots. I see you put the rookies at the bottom. Number 11, 12.
Yeah, like it really hurts, but them because I would have put there was a time that I would put them way higher, but then they lost 3 of 4. They lost really badly to the Dolphins, who didn't even make the playoffs. And the real reason that they're here is that their offense is really not good. Like their quarterback he's rookie and he's struggling. Yeah, I mean he's good, but like their defense is really the reason. If you look at the offense and defense, I put them. So yeah, they're not good enough, and compared to other teams. So number 10, I have the Raiders. I would put them higher if I could, but like the other teams are really good. I really like the Raiders,
Yeah,
and
they have a good
it's
background.
really nice after. Yeah, and their coach got fired, and yeah, so they're there. But 10 is a good spot. Making top 10 is nice.
I think the Patriots are better. Okay, at number 9, you went with the Cardinals. So low. A couple of weeks ago, you probably would have put them in 1.
Yeah, like again, when you'll see the rest, it makes sense. I put them there below some of the other teams. Although on the other hand, if we'll see in the predictions, I think they could beat the Rams, but compared to others, I think 9 is a good spot.
Okay, at number 8, you went with the Bengals. Well, I think they're pretty good, but yeah, there are also a lot of good teams.
Yeah, I put them there. They're ahead, but I mean their defense just isn't really good, so I think they go there. Okay, number 7, I have the Rams. Like they're good. You see, if you look at the overall, I have them tied with Arizona and Cincinnati. They're tied. I put them just ahead, but like you could switch all of them.
Okay, at number 6, you have the defending Super Bowl champions. Why so low?
I put them higher, but with their Antonio Brown problems and all they have now, their wide receiver really bad. Like they have
Mike
Mike
Evans.
Evans, and that's it. And Gronk and all kind of rookies and stuff who aren't like elite.
And who do the Bengals
They're
have?
really thin wide.
Who do the Bengals have? Who do the Cardinals have?
I put them ahead of them.
Okay, number 5, you have the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, that's around.
Yeah, entering the top 5. Like they stay. The Bills just are really good. The reason I didn't put them higher is because they have no running game, but they're like really good and they should be scary. And
If the Bills
watch
play
them
the
in
Bucks,
playoffs.
who do you say will win?
A rematch, Bills. No, the Tampa Bay barely won, and they had all 3 of their receivers healthy.
Okay, number 4, you have the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are good. I mean, they're not elite. Their defense isn't really good compared to the teams ahead of them. But you could argue to put them at 3. Patrick Mahomes a little bit struggling, but
By the
they're better than the teams below them.
they're less than the Bills and Bucks. You still put them above. Why?
Because they're just a better. I felt like if they would face these, they would just beat them and destroy them. So their offense is too good.
Number 3, you have the Cowboys. Why so high? That's very high.
Because like their defense has really improved. Micah Parsons is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. These top 3 are elite. Look at the overall; they're better than all the rest by at least 1.5. And like I feel they're really good. They're really explosive in offense. Dak could win MVP. Probably not, but he could.
At number 2, you have the Tennessee Titans. You think they're Super Bowl favorites?
I think they're probably with Derrick Henry back, and like they've been
That's great.
winning really well
Yeah.
without Derrick Henry. With the MVP, though he was supposed to be MVP before they lost, they were the team to beat in the AFC. They're probably the best, and even I know they're number 1, but they deserve to be number 1.
At number 1, you have the Green Bay Packers. Do you actually think they'll win the Super Bowl?
I don't know, Titans or Packers. We can see our predictions later, but I think they're the best team in the NFL by far. Aaron Rodgers is like the best in the. He might win MVP, probably will. So yeah.
Okay, so let's do predictions. Cincinnati Raiders. We both think Cincinnati, and our scores are actually pretty close.
Yeah.
Although I think 10 points, and he thinks 7
7.
points. Which, well, let's happen 31-21, 31-24. Buffalo, New England. I think 17-14. There's supposed to be wind, and it's supposed to be cold. Indeed says 31-21. They're both going to happen. We both think the Bills going to win. We agreed on all the games, which is really weird. Never happens. Tampa, Philly. We both think Tampa is going to win. I think by 10 points. He only thinks by 4.
Dallas 49ers. I went with Dallas. Also, Tough did. We were actually pretty close. Just Tough said by 4. I said by 7. KC, Pittsburgh. Also pretty close. I just expected a touchdown instead of a field goal. Then the last game, Cardinals, Rams. We both agreed on the Cardinals by 3 points, just a bit less points. Tough.
Welcome to the section called Playoff Predictions. Every week we will update our predictions and comparing to what happened last week, and we'll predict until the Super Bowl when we'll predict the Super Bowl, and then we'll see how it follows and see it correct. Every week we'll react on last week's playoff prediction. But yeah, let's show this week. Okay, let's start with mine. I put in Pittsburgh, New England. I put all the teams who are in, and here's who I think is gonna win. Tennessee's automatically moving on, so they have a bye. I think Chiefs gonna win against Pittsburgh. I think Buffalo is gonna beat New England, and I think the Bengals are gonna beat the Raiders. And then after that, I think Buffalo will beat will play the Titans in the playoffs. I think the Buffalo will pull an upset against the Chiefs. Then I think Titans win the AFC Championship. On the NFC side, I think Arizona moves on, Dallas moves on, and Tampa moves on, as well as Green Bay, obviously. I think Green Bay beats Arizona, Tampa loses to Dallas. I think there's going to be an upset there. Green Bay wins, and then Super Bowl we have Titans, Packers, and I think the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. Although this could change next week.
Okay, on my side, I have the regular thing, which is obvious. Then there's say the Chiefs are gonna win, Titans obviously. And I have the Bills who are gonna beat the Pats, and the Bengals are gonna beat the
It's the same for
Raiders.
both of us.
But then I have the Chiefs win, and the Bengals are the ones who pull the upset. And then I have the Chiefs win, as Patrick Mahomes returns to the Super Bowl. And then I have Green Bay move on, obviously, and the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and the Buccaneers. And I say Bucks Packers rematch, the NFC Championship. But this time Green Bay wins. And then the Super Bowl, the Chiefs don't lose twice in a row, and they win the Super Bowl.
You think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL? Really?
No, but I think they're gonna beat the Super Bowl. They're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Their offense is really struggling. I think if they play the Packers are going to win.
Thanks for watching. Our videos will be on the screen soon. As always, the link for our guessing sheets for the power rankings, our guesses, and all the scores of the games is in the description. And thanks for watching. See you next week.
Bye.